So hold on both hands, okay? Hold on both hands. And say, this is Bill, and everyone watch Merlin at Merleworld Cards on YouTube. Can you say that?
Hi, I'm Bill. Everyone watch Merlin's World and Bill's World too.
No, say everyone watch Merleworld's Cards on YouTube.
Merleworld's Cards on YouTube.
Say everyone watch.
From Bill, everyone watch it.
Watch
it's
what?
Good stuff.
Everyone watch what?
Watch this.
You said it right. You've been saying it right. Say it one more time.
All right, no, you're not
I do. Thanks so much, man.
All right,
pleasure.
Yeah, have a good one. Cheers,
But
Bill.
Hope to see you on the floor.
All right.
Bring you back that mantle.
No, it's my mantle. You know, everyone has a mantle. You know that, right?
Yeah. Alrighty. This is Merlin of Merleworld Cards. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel, Merleworld Cards. Check me out on TikTok, Instagram, and even have a store on eBay. It's all at Merleworld Cards, Merleworld Cards. You can see it in my channel. You can see it over my overlay or whatever. It's all over the place. I want to show you now the first classification, Type 1 photos. Now remember, Type 1 photos come from the original negative, and the photo itself was developed within 2 years of the photo taken of that subject. And the first one here, I love really popular that's outside of sports. Like I'm loving collecting like non-sport stuff, entertainment, music, space, historical figures, anything that's like topical, probably would sell. And NASA is definitely one of them. And if you look here, like you think this is it's like publication, but this is actually like a blue stamp of NASA. And when you see these, more than likely, this is a Type 1 photo. See the purple? But if it's like just a black and it looks like regular professional print, then that's probably going to be a Type 3 because it's a published photo. But this is definitely stamped by NASA. It gives you a description of the subject. And this one is slabbed by PSA. And then if you scan the QR code right there, it'll send you to the PSA site and give you more detail about the photo. So let's turn it around, and it looks like a giant card, like graded card, but PSA does not grade photos. They only authenticate it. And if you have, like, say, that mantle photo that's also autographed by mantle itself, you can get it both graded or authenticated just like you do a card. And you would just have to send both forms, the autograph DNA authentication and then the photograph DNA authentication. And you fill out both forms and then you send it to the autograph or the photograph people, and they'll do it. So they'll put like, authentic autograph, authentic, photo. So that'd be really cool. If you had that, boy, whew, that could be worth something. This is a NASA photo. This is, I will definitely show you, give a tighter insert. This is an original photograph from the Discovery from 1984, NASA. It's a Type 1, and it says authentic, and it's pretty cool because you see like Earth in the background. Look at there. See the Earth? That's such a cool photo. And if you notice that the Type 1 photos have very, very good detail, contrast. It's just very good. The blacks and the whites are very strong. And most of the time, type photos are going to be black and white because they're used for publications. Every now and then, you'll see some colored ones. NASA makes also mostly a lot of colored ones too because it's beautiful to see the Earth, the moon, and the astronauts and everything. And I'll show you some of these. This old school hip hop is very popular with the type photos. I've been selling them like, it's been like the hottest seller for me. They're really hard to find, but like hip hop of the 80s and 90s. I'm trying to find a Sugar Hill Gang. Impossible. Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls is super hard to find. I can't find anything of his. Tupac is super hard. I found like one thing of him. So if you can find the stuff, grab it. Run DMC, Public Enemy, Two Live Crew are all popular. And here is one of Run DMC. This is from 1991. There they are. I don't know what kind of outfits are wearing that hat. Run has got the funniest hat on. This is from the Soul Train Awards. This says a celebrity photo. Again, look, original photograph. All type 1s are going to say original photograph. 1991. All three of them in it. And then as you can see on the back, there's those stamps I was showing you right there. Description tape of the subject and the event. Here's one of Wilt Chamberlain from 1964, guys. 1964. Original photograph, Wilt Chamberlain. It has the photographer's name and then the newspaper that was published. Paul Hutchinson, Baltimore Sun, 1964. I really like this photo. I'm also getting into the sports as well, but I just like, Wilt Chamberlain was so freaking tall. I just like just the size of his body. It's very prominent in this photo and the beautiful color of the photo. And then look on the back. Look at all that DNA. Look at all that DNA on there. But I found this photo, guys. I want to show you. I found this photo on eBay, not slabbed, because you can get it authenticated and not get it slabbed. To get it authenticated, it cost $50. And then slabbing it cost another $30. Basically, if you want it slabbed, it costs you $80 per photo. It doesn't matter the size. But then there are tiers, just like cards. The price of the photo will cost you more. But right now, I'm buying things like $500 and less right now, and they're going up pretty quickly. So I'm trying to grab on these while I can. And I found this photo, and they'll usually give you a letter. If you want a letter and not get it slabbed, like I have some that are too big for the slab, so I have to get a letter, and then I'll just buy a frame or a huge giant top loader, because they do make big top loaders like 9x12s or 11x14s. This is in a top loader right now. This is like an 8x10 top loader or an 8.5x11 top loader, I think. And it's pretty cool. They make these. When you scan the QR code, like I said back here, that QR code, this will pop up on their website. You'll see all of this. It says 8x10 and gives you information on there and the date that it was certified. So that's pretty cool. And whoever buys this from me, I'll give them both. I'll give them the letter and the slab. How about that? If you want it slabbed and a letter, I think the letter costs maybe $15. I'm not sure. I could be off with this. For type 1 photos or prominent figures, historical figures. So it's like, oh, wow, who is big in modern times around? Who's topical? Well, technology, the internet, Microsoft, Apple, Mac, PC, Microsoft. Okay, I've said it over and over. Well, you know what? This photo is so good. Type 1 photo. Look at there. It is Bill Gates from 1995. And I thought this was cool because it's almost like an athlete photo. He's giving this kid an autograph from 1995. This was published by the Boston Herald. And this is from 1995, like I said, original photo. And then you see the Boston Herald stamp on here and everything like that. And it gives you a description. It might tell you, oh my gosh. Oh, it tells you the photographer on the back right there. It says Rene DeCona, giving that kid an autograph. I wonder if that kid still has it. Movies. What was the biggest movies of this summer? Well, Barbie, Oppenheimer, of course. And here's my first color photo. This looks exactly like the movie Barbie. I thought this was cool, and I had to get it. I had to get it. So you see the stamp on the back, the photographer on here. It says 1988. I don't know what this 50%, 55. But look at this, guys. It looks exactly like the movie. There is Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie right there. And they're driving their cruiser to the beach. It's a type 1 photo. And it was made by John Makeley, published at the Houston Post. Barbie and Ken dolls. So they'll even make photos of Barbie and Ken dolls. Oppenheimer. I found this on eBay from Germany. I got on this before everybody else did. This is a pretty intense photo. Like, you think of, like, what do you think when you see this? There he is. There's Robert, where is it? Right, there's Robert Oppenheimer. He's carrying 2 suitcases. It kind of reminds me of the president when he carries the football briefcases. Like, what's in there? You know, he's gonna blow up something. Crazy, man. This is from 1958. Keystone. I think it's in German. Ooh, I can't read that. He's in Paris. I do know that much. It says Oppenheimer in Paris. People are talking to him, but look, he looks like he's on a mission. A man on a mission. Type 1 photo. I got that at the perfect time. And I just like the way this one looks. This looks like a movie. And last but not least, for my Type 1 photos, talking about Oppenheimer, this is a beautiful photo. Deadly, but beautiful, right? Gorgeous, but deadly. And here's one that doesn't really have much DNA on it. I don't know if you can see this before I show you the photo. This is a great finale for Type 1s. This is Baker Day at Bikini Atoll, July 25th, 1946. That's about it. So I took a chance on this photo because I had no clue what type photo this, but it was so beautiful. I had to take a chance on it. Lo and behold, it's a Type 1. I'll show you the rest later. But this is an atomic bomb blowing up in the South Pacific. And those aren't, folks, those aren't real ships. Those are like gutted out ships, test ships, to see what damage this atomic bomb will do to those ships. You know, those ships are huge. And you see kind of like the photo stamp right there too? See it on the corner? It kind of gives you a clue. The photography is amazing. I love the mushroom cloud. It's one of the best ones I think I ever found on the internet. Yeah. And it says U.S. Army Baker Day Bikini Atoll A-bomb testing. A-bomb's an atomic bomb. But man, this is one of my favorite photos. I hope we never see these ever again. Please know we can learn from history. And this is a beautiful historic Type 1 original photo of an atomic bomb test. Go to Type 2, folks! So these are Type 2 photos. Now PSA classifies Type 2 photos. It comes from the original negative, just like Type 1, but it's made after 2 years of that photo taken. So if that photo was taken in 1980 and the photo was developed, that means the photo was made in 1983 from that 80 negative, then it's a Type 2. Now the quality is just going to be pretty much just as good as the Type 1, but still it's going to be later. And I'll show you 3 examples of Type 2 photos that I have with me right now from PSA that are slabbed. And I just showed you Oppenheimer, atomic bomb. Now I picked these up thinking and was pretty, well, it said original photograph. Unfortunately, Type 2, they're not going to list it as the original photo because the original photo is always going to be that Type 1 photograph. So a Type 2 is going to be a photograph only, not original photograph, but just a photograph. And I showed you Oppenheimer, and I thought, to me, I thought these were, well, I thought these were Type 1. I was getting a steal on them. I knew it was too good to be true. I should have seen the back of the photo. Now I'll show you why. Now this is a Type 2, again, of that same photo of that Type 1 from Bikini Island, Bikini Atoll, atomic bomb testing from 1946. This photo was taken in 1946, but unfortunately, the photo was developed in the 1980s by the U.S. Navy. This was a U.S. Navy photo taken of Bikini Atoll A-bomb testing on Baker Day. And I saw that on there. See the stamp? But if you look closely, the back of this cardstock or the film stock, you can see the brand, or I don't know if it's like coat. Let me see what it is. And I still can't see it. This paper manufactured by Kodak. Yeah, you see the Kodak logo on here. See, you can see it on there, folks. And they did not make that type of cardstock back in 1946 or 47 or 48, and I should have known better. I wish I'd seen this, but it did not show up on the image on eBay. It wasn't a good detailed photo of the back, and I should have known better. But lesson learned, I just started doing this when I saw these photos, and I was like, I better get these anyway. But still, they're Type 2. I still think they're collector's items. They're freaking cool. Look at that. Here is another one of the atomic bomb, taken from 1946, but not developed until the 80s. Again, you see that same stamp as that last one, and there's Kodak logos all over the back of this, even though it's clean white. They did not make logos. Like if you see like Fuji on the back or something, that was not developed back in the 40s or 50s or 60s. I don't think they started making that until the 80s with it, the logo on the back of the white stock. And usually, like I said, it's usually off-white too. So if you see something very white, it's probably going to be a copy if it's too white. And this, like I said, this was made in the 80s. But pretty cool, still from the U.S. Navy. This guy actually worked for the Navy, who I bought this from. Well, it was kind of cool. And then last but not least, for my Type 2 photographs, I found this at the Long Beach flea market. I went one Sunday with a gas trading company, and this was cool. This guy had this, like, oh, do you have anything cool? I was just getting into type photos. There's nothing on the back. He said it was authentic. I looked at the image, and I thought the image was pretty nice image. I mean, it looked good. The contrast, the detail of it. So I thought, man, this could be a Type 1. It was worth the risk. It wasn't that expensive. It didn't cost me that much. But it's a Type 2, and it is of Frankenstein. There's Igor, and there's Frankenstein hanging out there. I don't know. He's like, oh, leave me alone. Leave me alone in the chains. And Igor's putting the fire. Like, oh, it scares me. I hate fire. Because they know Frankenstein hates fire. But anyway, this is a photograph of Frankenstein, Type 2. And this was just like those atomic bombs. This was developed in the 1980s. Now, I do not see the film logo on here, whatever company. It's not on here, but yeah, it's just clean. But if this was like a $500 photo on eBay, or someone's trying to sell this to me for $500 or more, don't buy it, folks, unless you really, really know your shit. But don't buy it, because it's not going to be worth the money. But this is Type 2, still from the original negative. Beautiful photo. The movie was made in 1931, and they used the original negative, which I can't believe they had the balls to develop this photo in the 80s from the original negative. A priceless negative, like Frankenstein. I mean, that is in the Library of Congress, folks. This is in Smithsonian. It's in everything. They probably didn't realize it at the time, but oh well. So that's Type 2 photos. So that's it. I hope you've learned a lot. It shows all the time. So also make sure to watch The Great Curator and Me every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific on both our channels. It's called Between Two Slabs, where we talk a lot about pop culture and collectibles. We're on there every single week on Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, or whatever part of the world you're in. We're always on there talking about pop culture. This is Merlin of Merleworld Cards. I hope you learned a lot about photos, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye, everyone.